Trump himself has made several accusations about Obama using Iran in exactly the same way that Trump has now done 3 separate times. Trump sent out multiple messages on social media in 2012 and 2013 warning everyone dumb enough to listen to him that Obama was going to start a war with Iran in order to detract from what Trump said were his policy failures. And despite Trump having now launched strikes against Iran on 3 different occasions across his 2 presidential terms, Obama never has. Trump has, of course, always been completely obsessed with Obama. Obama negotiated a nuclear deal with Iran in 2015. Ever since Iran announced its nuclear weapons program, it was either diplomacy or military action. That was a decision for each administration. Side note, but you'll notice that no one is really talking about North Korea right now. That's because all these boogeyman countries are in a kind of Price is Right style rotating wheel. Presidents just give that thing a little spin and see where it lands. Bonus points for countries with brown people and ones that are getting a good amount of airtime currently for one reason or another. So Trump has literally told us that he believes presidents would attack Iran to use that as a distraction from something they're enmeshed in that they don't want to talk about. And look, I do so hate the narrative that Trump is just distracting from the Epstein files with this, and the fact that he appears in them more than anyone, and that there are massive and insane allegations of truly immoral and inhumane behavior that he himself engaged in. People get too in the weeds with Trump and his motivations. I believe we have enough evidence at this point to see through to exactly what drives him at all times. The guy is very likely genuinely a clinical malignant narcissist, and the chaos he leaves in his wake is not intentional, it's just symptomatic of all the insane things he does in order to make himself believe that he's appearing powerful to others. That's it. That's the whole ballgame. In this exact specific case, yeah, I think that there are multiple factors involved. It is likely partially a tool to distract from the Epstein files and his plummeting poll numbers and the fact that midterms are poised to wipe out the Republican majority in Congress. And we still have a third part of this Mad Hatter's Venn diagram to talk about, though. And that's the fact that Trump hates Obama and the respect and admiration that he gets that Trump does not get. He has a lifelong delusional vendetta against Obama. Ever since Obama laughed at him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in 2011, and even before that, Trump has always come out against whatever Obama did, and he's always wanted either the same credit for stuff somehow, or to one-up the accomplishments, which mostly manifests every time in just blowing the whole thing up and redoing it, and sometimes, like in the case of Iran, literally blowing it up. Obama made a diplomatic deal with the big political boogeyman. Trump dropped actual bombs on it. It's always vital to uncover the why of things. If you can see through to the motivation for something, you can basically unravel the entire picture. I think it's clear that we have these major points to blame for the new war we happen to be in, or not be in, or whatever. We have Trump's anger boner for Obama. We have his genuine boner for children and the files that document that, and we have the upcoming midterms. There's been a lot of speculation that Trump would do something exactly like this in order to declare a national emergency and mess with the midterm elections, and that leaked timeline of the war lasting several months certainly does seem to make that a bit more than just a passing thought at this point. There have been many reports of insiders telling us that Trump was going to do this, that he's been actively discussing the idea of suspending elections altogether through the use of emergency powers. And people somehow are still saying stuff like, oh, but he wouldn't do that. Maybe he said those things, but he wouldn't actually do those things. For one thing, I don't want to have a president who even entertains the thought of manufacturing reasons to cancel democratic elections. That to me is beyond insane. And for two, he said a lot of things that showed us exactly who he was. Some of them in his first term, like, quote, why can't we just shoot the protesters? And we've seen those in his second term become reality. We have to assume at this point that anything coming from the syphilitic shard of necrotic fingernail clippings and balled up moldy earwax he calls a brain is to be taken seriously as a real possibility.